The blind man on the platform bench spoke without turning his head. "You look like someone just threw you off a moving train." I stopped walking. My shirt was torn at the collar. My knuckles were scraped. I had no phone, no wallet, no ID. The ticket agent had already refused to let me board without proof of payment. I'd been planning to walk 50 miles home along the highway. "I'm fine," I said. "No, you're not." He tapped his white cane against the concrete. "You're Eric Dalton, 35, repair technician. Your wife just cleaned out your bank account and left you here. How am I doing?" I stared at him. "Who are you?" "Walter Kane. You haven't heard of me because you don't read the business section. I own half the hotels in this state. My driver arrives in 4 minutes. Pretend to be my son, and I'll give you a ride home. More importantly, I'll give you something better. Resources. Why would you help me? Because watching underdogs turn into wolves is the only thing that still entertains me." He stood up, surprisingly straight for a man his age. "And because your wife made a very stupid mistake leaving you with nothing to lose. Those are the most dangerous men in the world." Before we continue, we ask you to hit the hype button, subscribe, and like the video to help the channel grow. Tell us which city you are from in the comments. We would like to get to know our audience better. The black sedan arrived exactly on time. I got in. Walter asked questions the entire ride. Where did I grow up? Foster care, 6 different homes. What did I do for work? Electronics repair at a service center downtown. Fixed laptops, recovered data, replaced screens. Why did my wife leave? She said I wasn't ambitious enough, I told him. Said she reconnected with an old college boyfriend at a reunion. Some guy named Craig who captains cruise ships. Guess he seemed more exciting than a guy who fixes broken phones. And she took the money? Every dollar from our joint account, probably buying first-class tickets to paradise right now. Walter smiled. It wasn't a kind smile. My daughter is a corporate lawyer. Very expensive, very effective. She specializes in making people regret their choices through perfectly legal channels. Would you like an introduction? I can't afford a lawyer. Consider it a loan. The Kane Foundation supports people rebuilding their lives. We'll do the paperwork properly. Everything documented, everything legitimate. He handed me a phone. New, still in the box. Temporary. Registered through the foundation. Make your calls. Check your accounts. Start gathering information. I called my friend Miles first. He worked 3rd shift at a warehouse and had a gift for staying calm during disasters. Eric? Man, I've been calling you for hours. Your phone's going straight to voicemail. Melissa took it. Took everything. I need you to check something. Can you access those open flight databases you showed me last month? The ones that track commercial bookings? Yeah, hold on. While he searched, I logged into our bank account from Walter's phone. Empty. Completely drained. Then I checked her email. She hadn't logged out of the shared tablet we kept in the kitchen. Stupid mistake on her part. Confirmation emails, 2 tickets, Fort Lauderdale to the Caribbean, luxury cruise, departure in 3 days. Miles came back on the line. Found them, Melissa Dalton and Craig Henson, Royal Atlantic Cruise Lines, booked the honeymoon suite. Not married yet, I said quietly. Yeah, well, they're pretending. Also, I did some digging on this Craig guy. He's got a record with his company. Internal HR complaint from 8 months ago. Inappropriate relationship with a passenger. It got buried, but it's still in the system. Walter was listening. I could tell by the way his head tilted. Send me everything, I said. Screenshots, links, whatever you can find. When I hung up, Walter spoke. My driver will take you home. Get some rest tonight. Tomorrow morning, Laura will meet you at my office. Bring everything you just learned. She'll show you how to turn information into leverage. I don't want revenge, I said. I want her to understand what she did. It's one and the same, Eric. The sharpest payback doesn't use force. It's complete. Laura Kane looked like someone who billed by the minute. Sharp suit, sharper eyes, Zero patience for emotion. "My father thinks you're entertaining," she said. "I think you're a liability. Prove me wrong." I laid out everything: the drained account, the cruise booking, Craig's HR file that Miles had pulled from a maritime employment forum where crew members gossiped anonymously. She read through it without expression. "This is decent groundwork. Here's what we're going to do. First, we file an emergency motion to freeze any assets purchased with contested marital funds. That includes their cruise tickets, hotel reservations, any upgrades they bought. Second, we submit Craig's prior complaint to his current employer's ethics board. Anonymous tip, properly documented. Third, we establish a paper trail showing you attempted good faith contact before taking legal action. That protects you from any harassment claims." What does that accomplish? It ruins their vacation. More importantly, it ruins his career momentum. A captain under ethics review doesn't get promotions, doesn't get the luxury routes. His reputation takes a hit in an industry where reputation is everything. And Melissa? She's complicit in asset theft from a joint account. That's a civil matter, possibly criminal depending on the amount. Even if we don't press charges, the freeze means she's stuck somewhere expensive with no access to funds. She'll have to come crawling back or find someone else to pay her bills. Either way, her fantasy collapses. Laura made 3 phone calls. By noon, the freeze was in place. By 2 o'clock, Craig's employer had received a formal inquiry regarding his compliance with company relationship policies. "They board the day after tomorrow," Laura said. "You should be there when they try to check in." "At the airport?" "At the airport. I'll arrange for a process server. You'll be present as a witness. It's legal, it's public, and it will set the tone for everything that follows." Miles drove me to Fort Lauderdale. 6 hours in his truck, living on gas station coffee and convenience store sandwiches. We parked in the cell phone lot and waited for Laura's text. It came at 9 in the morning. "They're at Terminal 3. Check-in counter. Go." I walked through those doors feeling something I hadn't felt in months. Control. Melissa saw me first. Her face went white. Craig turned. Big guy, confident smile, captain's uniform even though he wasn't on duty. Probably thought it impressed people. "Eric, what are you doing here?" I handed him the envelope. "Legal documents freezing all purchases made with marital assets. Your cruise tickets are invalid, your hotel reservations are canceled, your VIP lounge access is revoked. Have a nice day." Melissa grabbed my arm. "You can't do this." "I already did. You stole from me, Melissa. You thought I was too boring, too broke, too nothing to fight back. You were wrong." Craig stepped forward. "Listen, buddy, I don't know what she told you, but this is between you and her. Don't drag me into your problems." I looked at him. Really looked at him. "You're already in my problems, Craig. I know about the passenger complaint. I know about the ethics investigation that got quietly settled. I know you're up for a promotion next quarter, or you were." The smile faded from his face. "What are you talking about?" "Your company just received new information about policy violations. They're very interested. Have fun explaining it to your supervisor." I turned back to Melissa. "The joint account is frozen pending legal review. Anything you bought with that money is now contested property. If you want to fight this, get your own lawyer. You know where to find me." Then I hit Craig. Just once. Open palm, not a fist. Right across his face in front of 40 witnesses and a security camera. He lunged at me. Didn't matter. Security was already moving. They pulled him back while I stood there, calm, hands at my sides. "He assaulted me," Craig shouted. The security guard looked at the camera, then at me. "Sir, you need to leave the terminal. Both of you." "I'm done here anyway," I said. Miles was waiting by the truck, recording on his phone. "Got the whole thing. You slapped him like a disappointed father. It was beautiful." "It was stupid," I said. "But I needed him to know I'm not afraid of him." "Oh, he knows. Did you see his face?" Over the next 2 days, things accelerated. Craig's promotion was suspended pending review. Laura found out through her professional network that Craig was engaged to someone else. A compliance officer named Rebecca Chen, who worked for his cruise line's corporate office. She'd been with him for 2 years, had no idea about Melissa. "This," Laura said, "is the gift that keeps on giving." We sent Rebecca the timeline, the reunion, the drained bank account, the cruise booking, all documented, all verified. She called off the engagement via email. Professional, cold, and copied to Craig's direct supervisor. Then we went after the motorcycle. Craig owned a custom Harley that he'd been financing for 3 years. Still owed $8,000. Payments were 2 months overdue. I contacted the lender, made an offer to assume the loan in exchange for immediate title transfer. They agreed within 6 hours. "Why do you want his motorcycle?" Miles asked. "Because he loves it more than he loves people. I've seen the photos online. He poses with it, talks about it, treats it like a trophy. Taking it away hurts him worse than hitting him ever could." We arranged the pickup at the hotel where Craig and Melissa were staying. They'd found cheaper accommodations after the cruise fell through, but it still wasn't cheap enough. Melissa's credit cards were maxed. Craig's accounts were tied up in the engagement dispute. They were living on cash advances and favors. The tow truck arrived at 2 in the afternoon. Hotel security was notified in advance. Everything legal, everything documented. Craig came running out of the lobby when he saw them loading his bike. "What the hell is this?" "Repossession," the driver said. "New owner paid off your loan. Bike's his now." "Like hell it is." Craig grabbed the handlebars. I stepped out from behind Miles's truck. "It's mine now, Craig. Legally purchased. All paperwork filed. You want to fight it, call a lawyer. Oh wait, you can't afford one." He came at me fast. Miles stepped between us. Security was already there, pulling Craig back, escorting him toward the building. Melissa watched from the hotel entrance. She didn't say anything, just stood there looking small and tired and angry. "You're destroying him," she said finally. "No, I'm just taking away the things he thought made him special. There's a difference." Laura arranged the final meeting. Rooftop of a boutique hotel downtown. Private space, legally rented for a business consultation. No cameras except the building's standard security system. Everything documented. Everything proper. Craig and Melissa showed up because Laura's assistant told them it was about settling the asset dispute without further legal action. They walked onto that rooftop expecting negotiation. I was standing by the railing with a folder full of documents. Laura was beside me. Miles was near the elevator. Walter had insisted on being there too, sitting in a chair near the corner, listening to everything. "What is this?" Melissa demanded. "This is where it ends," I said. "Sit down." Craig didn't sit. "I don't take orders from you." "Then stand." "I don't care, but you're going to listen." I spread the documents across the table. Asset freeze paperwork, HR complaint receipt, loan transfer form, notice ending the partnership. Everything that's happened to you this past week, I set it in motion. Not with force, not with anything illegal, with time, strategy, and documents. "You're insane," Melissa said. "No, I'm thorough. You thought I was boring, remember? Turns out boring people pay attention to details. They read contracts. They understand systems. They know how to turn those systems into weapons." Craig moved toward me. Miles shifted his position slightly, ready to intervene. "Don't," I said to Craig. "Security cameras are watching. You throw a punch, you're done. You're already under review at work. An assault charge ends your career permanently." He stopped. "I want to show you something," I said. I pulled out my phone and played a video. It showed Craig's motorcycle, freshly repainted, bright pink, covered in flower decals. "I sold it yesterday," I said, "to a 17-year-old kid who wanted a project bike for his girlfriend. Got him a great deal. He was very grateful. Plans to ride it in the Pride Parade next month." Craig's face went purple. "You had no right." "I had every right. I owned it. Just like you thought you had the right to take my wife, my money, my life. Difference is, What I did was legal. Melissa was crying now, not sad tears, angry ones. You're a monster. No, I'm just not a victim anymore. You wanted someone ambitious, Melissa? Someone who fights for what he wants? Congratulations. You created him. And the first thing I fought for was making sure you understood exactly what you threw away. I picked up the documents and put them back in the folder. We're done here. The asset freeze will be lifted once you return what you took. You'll both sign settlement agreements acknowledging the debt. If you refuse, Laura will file criminal charges for theft and fraud. Your choice. Craig tried one last time. You think you've won? You think this is over? It's been over since you took something that didn't belong to you. I just made sure you understood that. I walked past them toward the elevator. Miles followed. Laura stayed behind to handle the paperwork. Walter stood up from his chair, tapped his cane, and spoke for the first time. I told you he'd be entertaining. Watching men like you learn consequences is better than any theater. The elevator doors closed. Miles looked at me. How do you feel? Like I can breathe again. Think they'll cause more trouble? They can't. They have nothing left to fight with. No money, no leverage, no moral high ground. They're just two people who made bad choices and got exactly what they deserved. The elevator reached the ground floor. We walked out into the afternoon sun. I didn't look back.